This is my second video on this channel. That's an accomplishment. 2 videos on one channel. That is an accomplishment. What I'm gonna start doing, I told you before, I'm gonna, do the whole 31-day categorical imperative experience, or experiment, where I apply the categorical imperative into my daily life decisions for a whole month. But before I do this, people watching this channel have to know what... Excuse me. I'm sorry. I'm out of line. Fuck. Okay. I just belched, sorry. Get over it. Okay. Moving on. Before I do this experiment, people watching this channel have to know what Kant's categorical imperative is. If you don't know who Immanuel Kant is, he's a great guy, and if you subscribe to this channel, you're going to learn a lot about him if you actually watch. But right now I'm going to go over the first formula of the categorical imperative, which is formulas of universal law. See, this is the categorical imperative. This is in the groundwork of the metaphysics and morals. This is the quote from the groundwork. I ought never to act in such a way that I could not also will that my maxim should become a universal law. So, what this means is your maxim when you're acting. Your maxim is a decision, and it's a decision and it's a belief about what you think is right. And this, I think, Kant's categorical imperative is awesome. I love it. It makes me happy. It's just I love it so much. But because of how much I love it, I'm going to apply it. The formulas of universal law, and this is also can be thought of as formulas of universal laws of nature, act as though the maxim of your action would become by your will a universal law of nature. I'll show you this other one here. The formula of FULI, the formula universal law of nature, act only on that maxim by which you can at the same time will that it should become a universal law. And then the other one is act as though the maxim of your action were to become, by your will, a universal law of nature. So these are 2 variants of formulas of universal law and formulas of universal law of nature. So this is just saying that, whichever variant you choose, it's saying that you should act as though your decision and what your choice is in your situation would be the choice of a universal law that one should follow. This sets a pretty high standard right here. This is a high standard of your ethical actions, of your ethical decision. Because, if you're going to act this way, this is pretty elitist, actually. I don't know if I want to use the term elitist, but I think this is this is universalizability, because they talk about universalizability in ethics is how universalizable is a normative theory. How widely can it be applied to various applied situations? This takes the cake, I think, in that. There's arguable problems, I think, which I'm going to discuss. I'm going to show that within the month of May as I do this experiment. As actually, I tweeted that on Twitter, and somebody, I was talking about how I'm going to do this experiment in May, and somebody replied, "Damn, son." I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't say damn son, but So apparently this is a pretty big thing to do. Now this isn't saying that I'm going to do it well, or all the way, but I'm doing my best. So That's the first formula of the categorical imperative. The next video I'm going to do the next formula.